forest floor may seem silent, but below it stretches one of nature's greatest mysteries, a vast living network known as the mycelium. Here, threads of life connect trees, plants, and soil in a silent conversation that has continued for millions of years. Beneath Oregon's old forests, a single mushroom organism spreads across more than 2,000 acres and has lived for more than 2,000 years. A living giant older than most civilizations, patiently pulsing beneath our feet. In the deep woods of the night, some mushrooms glow with a faint green light, shimmering like the stars above but hidden under layers of soil, guiding insects and sharing signals unseen by human eyes. And far beyond our planet, NASA is experimenting with fungi to build the first gardens on Mars, exploring how these silent architects of Earth might help us create life among the stars. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the white threads of the mycelium wrapping around roots and stones, carrying water, minerals, and ancient messages through the earth. In this stillness, you can almost feel the forest breathing through them. The mushrooms are whispering, and if you listen carefully, you will hear the song of life beneath the ground. Like and subscribe to Cosmic Sleep Science to continue this quiet journey through the science of sleep and wonder. Beneath the quiet soil of the earth lies a network so intricate and alive that scientists call it the natural internet. The mycelium, formed by countless microscopic threads, connects hundreds of trees through invisible pathways that exchange water, minerals, and chemical messages. Each strand carries information like signals flowing through the brain of the forest, allowing trees to warn each other of drought or share nutrients with the weak. Researchers from the University of British Columbia call this the ecological nervous system, a vast network that proves the intelligence of nature is not limited to movement or sound, but also breathes in stillness. Among these threads lives a being so immense that it challenges the idea of what a single organism can be. Deep in Oregon's forests, a species called Armillaria ostoyi spreads across more than 9 square kilometers, making it the largest living organism on Earth. It has lived for thousands of years, stretching through the soil in silence, linking tree roots into one giant living body. Its vastness reminds us that the planet's greatest forms of life are not always those we see above the surface, but often the ones growing unseen beneath our feet. The power of mushrooms is not only in their scale, but in their purpose. The mycelium is a master recycler, breaking down fallen leaves, wood, and the remains of life to create fertile soil again. Without fungi, forests would drown in their own debris, unable to renew themselves. Every patch of soft earth owes its richness to these quiet workers who transform death into nourishment. The cycle of life continues because of the patient labor of mycelium, turning endings into beginnings over and over through time. But mushrooms do more than sustain forests. They also touch the human mind in ways science is only beginning to understand. Compounds like psilocybin, found in certain species, are being studied by Yale and Johns Hopkins for their effects on depression and post-traumatic stress disorder. In controlled therapy, up to 80% of patients have shown remarkable improvement after only 1 or 2 sessions. Within the calm of the mind, psilocybin opens new neural connections, helping people rediscover peace and presence. The healing that mushrooms offer seems to reach beyond biology, touching something ancient and gentle within human consciousness. Beyond medicine, mushrooms are inspiring a quiet revolution in technology and sustainability. Scientists are growing mycelium to create new materials that can replace leather and plastic. These living fibers grow into flexible and durable sheets that decompose in less than 30 days once returned to the earth. They are light, strong, and entirely renewable. From fashion to architecture, this innovation could reshape how humanity builds and consumes. offering a path where technology and ecology meet in balance. In the stillness of the night forest, some mushrooms reveal another secret. Species like Mycena chlorophyll emit a natural blue-green glow, illuminating the ground like a soft, breathing light. This bioluminescence does not need energy from outside sources. It comes from a simple chemical reaction within the fungus itself. The light serves no clear purpose, except perhaps to attract insects or to communicate in ways we do not yet understand. It is as if the earth itself exhales light through these small and silent beings, reminding us that life has many forms of expression, not all meant for human eyes. Mycelium also plays an invisible but vital role in the balance of the planet's climate. It stores carbon deep within the soil, preventing it from returning to the atmosphere as carbon dioxide. By stabilizing the ground and supporting plant growth, fungi help regulate the rhythm of global ecosystems. The forest breathes because of them, and the air we inhale carries the quiet influence of their unseen work. In every handful of earth lies the trace of ancient fungal threads, guardians of the planet's delicate balance. Yet the story of mushrooms does not end on Earth. The atoms that compose them, the carbon, oxygen, and nitrogen within their cells, were forged in the hearts of ancient stars. When those stars exploded, they scattered the seeds of life across the universe. Every spore of a mushroom carries the dust of those long-dead suns. In this way, fungi are not just creatures of the earth, but children of the cosmos, connecting the soil beneath our feet to the vastness above. Each mycelial strand is a silent current linking the roots of trees with the stars themselves, an echo of cosmic creation flowing through the ground, looking toward the future. NASA scientists are exploring how fungi might one day help humans survive on other worlds. Species such as Aspergillus niger are being tested for their ability to break down Martian rock, release oxygen, and recycle waste materials. The idea is simple yet profound, that the same life forms that built the soil of Earth could prepare the surface of Mars for new beginnings. If successful, mushrooms may become the first living pioneers of interplanetary life, carrying their quiet intelligence from one world to another. The more we learn about mushrooms, the more they dissolve the boundaries between science and wonder. They are healers, recyclers, builders, and cosmic messengers, all woven into one vast living system. Beneath every forest, beneath every step we take, lies this silent pulse connecting all things. The universe may seem endless and cold, but through the mycelium, it whispers back to us that everything is connected. Everything breathes together. As you rest and listen to the stillness, remember that even in the darkness below, life continues its calm and endless work. You are part of this network, part of this breath, part of the great story that began among the stars. Continue this journey with cosmic sleep science, and let the quiet intelligence of the universe guide you into peaceful sleep and gentle curiosity. Mushrooms, or more precisely the mycelium beneath them, communicate in silence. Scientists have discovered that these networks send faint electrical signals between roots, sharing information about the needs and well-being of the forest. When one tree is thirsty or weak, another may respond through this underground network, sending nutrients and water across the soil. These signals move slowly, like heartbeats in the dark, carrying meaning that we still barely understand. The mycelium does not speak with words or sounds, but through patterns of energy, guiding the living forest like a nervous system. It is as if thousands of tiny messengers are whispering through the ground, carrying small letters of life from one root to another. Each pulse tells a story of connection, of balance, of unseen generosity. Imagine standing in a quiet forest, feeling the ground beneath your feet alive with invisible communication. Every step you take rests upon an ancient conversation that never ends. The trees above may look still, But below, they are speaking through their fungal threads. In this hidden dialogue, the forest acts as one great organism, breathing, feeling, and responding. The world beneath us is never silent. It hums with electric life, patient and kind. There is another side of mushrooms that feels much closer to human warmth and joy. In Michigan, every spring, thousands of people gather for the Morel Mushroom Festival, a celebration that honors both nature and community. The morel, with its honeycomb texture and deep earthy aroma, is one of the most loved mushrooms in North America. Families walk through the woods with baskets in hand, searching among fallen leaves for the golden shapes hidden in the soil. The air is cool and rich with the scent of pine. Laughter echoes between the trees, and every discovery feels like a gift from the earth. Back in town, people cook together, share stories, and sit by fires as the sun sets. Children run between stalls. Music floats through the evening air, and the warmth of shared experience fills the heart. The festival is not just about finding mushrooms. It is about remembering how simple and beautiful it is to be part of nature. It is a celebration of patience and attention, where people slow down, listen to the earth, and find joy in what grows quietly under their feet. The forest becomes a place of connection, where humans and nature share the same rhythm. Each moral found is a reminder that the world gives more than it takes. That beauty often hides in silence, waiting to be noticed. In this togetherness, the relationship between people and mushrooms becomes a story of gratitude and peace. As night falls over the forest, another wonder begins to glow softly between the trees. Some mushrooms possess a quiet light of their own, illuminating the ground like stars scattered across the earth. The bioluminescent species Mycelium produces a blue-green radiance so delicate that it seems to breathe. In the darkness, their light reflects off damp bark and moss, painting the forest floor with a silent glow. Walking among them feels like stepping into a dream, where each glimmer tells a story older than time. Scientists believe this light comes from a simple reaction between oxygen and enzymes, yet its beauty feels almost sacred. The glow may guide insects to spread spores, or it may simply be the expression of life itself, shining softly in the dark. When you stand still and watch, you realize how alive the night really is. The forest is not sleeping, it is whispering in light and shadow. The glow of the mushrooms feels like the heartbeat of the earth, slow and calm, echoing beneath the roots. Their gentle light connects the stars above to the soil below, creating a bridge between heaven and ground. You can almost feel the air vibrating with quiet wonder, as if the universe itself is breathing through the tiny lights of the Mycelium. It is a reminder that magic exists not beyond us, but beneath us, in the patient world that grows in silence. Mushrooms are more than life forms. They are storytellers of connection. They show us that communication does not need sound, that celebration can be humble, and that light can bloom even in darkness, beneath the soil, within the hearts of people, and across the night forest. They weave their message of unity, the whisper of the Mycelium, the laughter of the morel hunters, the glowing calm of the bioluminescent night, all are parts of one great symphony of stillness. In every root, every breath of soil, and every glowing cap of light, the earth speaks gently to us. It tells us that we are not separate from it, that even in silence, we belong. As you listen to this quiet harmony, let the calm of the forest settle into your breath. The mushrooms are still communicating, still glowing, still teaching. Stay with them, and you may begin to hear what the earth has always been saying. Continue this journey with cosmic sleep science, and let the gentle voice of nature guide you deeper into rest, wonder, and peace. In the quiet language of the cosmos, everything that lives is a translation of light into matter, and matter into memory. And in that vast conversation, fungi play a role older and deeper than most can imagine. And they do not shine like stars, yet they carry within their cells the same dust that once burned in the heart of suns. Every thread of mycelium is a continuation of that ancient fire softened into life, connecting what was once distant and cold into warmth and breath. If the universe speaks through silence, then perhaps fungi are among its first true listeners. Long before the rise of forests or animals, the ancestors of fungi were already shaping the young earth. They fed on stone and ash, turning mineral into soil, creating the soft bed where plants could take root and oceans could breathe. In that sense, they were the first engineers of life, quiet architects of possibility. They built the foundation upon which every tree and every creature would stand. And now, billions of years later, the same process repeats in laboratories, where scientists explore whether fungal spores might one day do the same on Mars, to decompose rock, to release oxygen, to weave the first threads of a living world where none existed before. The same pattern echoes across time, life preparing the stage for more life. In the deep vacuum between stars, there are spores floating unseen, microscopic travelers wrapped in shells strong enough to endure radiation and cold. Experiments on the International Space Station have shown that fungal spores can survive for years in outer space, protected only by thin layers of dust. When light returns, they awaken again, ready to grow, to reach for minerals and moisture, to begin the slow, patient work of building home from emptiness. In this way, fungi embody the persistence of life itself. They are not bound by one world, but belong to the rhythm of the universe. They remind us that even the smallest form can carry the memory of creation across infinite distance. If trees are the lungs of the earth, then fungi are its bloodstream, flowing beneath the surface, carrying nutrients, information, and renewal, connecting one root to another, one life to another. Their unseen network mirrors the cosmic web that binds galaxies across space, both systems shaped by the same laws of connection. Gravity above, mycelium below, both revealing that structure and relationship are the true constants of existence. Not separation, not isolation, but communion. The universe does not grow by division, but by exchange. And fungi are its most intimate expression of that principle. When we look at a forest from above, it resembles a galaxy turned inside out. Clusters of trees like constellations, paths of roots like spiral arms. Beneath the soil, the threads of mycelium move like streams of starlight through darkness. Each spore a seed of potential, each connection a small act of communication. And if we could listen closely enough, perhaps we would hear in their patterns the same rhythm that pulses through nebulae and the human heart alike. A reminder that intelligence does not only live in thought, but also in relationship, in the way things reach toward each other in silence. To imagine fungi on Mars is to imagine the beginning of a new kind of life among the stars. Not mechanical, not artificial, but organic and cooperative. Spores seeded into Martian dust may one day create the first thin soil where moss could grow, where oxygen could gather, where humans might finally plant the memory of Earth. And in that act, the circle would close. The same elements forged in stellar explosions would once again breathe through living tissue. The cosmos would see itself reflected in a simple thread of mycelium, glowing softly under an alien sky. Life recognizing life. Scientists speak of panspermia, the idea that life may have traveled through space carried by comets or asteroids. Fungal spores fit perfectly into that vision. Their walls made of chitin can resist vacuum. Their metabolism can sleep for centuries. They are like tiny vessels of eternity. If even one spore survived the journey between worlds, it could begin again, slowly turning dead rock into cradle. It is a humbling thought, that perhaps every green leaf and every forest song on Earth owes its existence to one such traveler from long ago, a messenger of resilience whispering across light years. And yet, beyond science, there is poetry in this vision. For every spore that drifts through space could be seen as a dream of Earth reaching outward, carrying within it the scent of rain, the memory of forests, the quiet heartbeat of home. Each spore a small prayer written in biology, saying, let there be life again, let there be connection, let there be balance. And even if only one lands and grows, it is enough. For from one filament comes a forest, from one spark comes a sun, from one act of faith comes a universe renewed. In this way, fungi become not just organisms, but metaphors of the cosmic story itself. They teach that everything is transformation, that decay is not the end, but the beginning of creation, that the smallest action can ripple outward into eternity. As they dissolve stone, they also write history into soil. As they connect trees, they also connect time, bridging past and future through the endless present of growth. Perhaps this is why so many ancient cultures saw them as sacred, because through them, the earth remembers its origins among the stars. When night falls and we look up to the sky, we see the vastness of space as something distant. But the truth is that we are already part of it. The same carbon in a mushroom's cap once burned in a star. The same oxygen we breathe once shone as light. Fungi remind us of this unity. They live between worlds, between life and death, between soil and cosmos. And in their quiet persistence, we glimpse the same strength that guides galaxies. A strength made not of power, but of patience. Not of control, but of connection. In that understanding there is peace, for we realize that the universe is not something out there, but something growing within us. Silently, beautifully, like a mycelium of stars beneath our own skin. Across the changing face of our planet, a quiet force continues its ancient work beneath our feet. Mycelium threads weave through soil, absorbing carbon and returning balance to the earth. In every forest and field, they draw down what the sky releases, turning invisible gases into new life. Their filaments repair what has been broken, restoring tired ground to fertility. Scientists now study these networks as allies in the fight against climate change. In small underground laboratories of nature, the process of renewal is constant and silent. It is not the sound of machines or progress, but the whisper of patience. Life healing life. In many places around the world, technology is beginning to listen to this silence. Researchers use artificial intelligence to track the movement of mycelium beneath the soil. Sensors record faint electrical pulses that travel through fungal threads, revealing a hidden language of communication and cooperation. It is as if the earth has always been speaking, and now we are finally learning how to hear. Algorithms map how forests share nutrients, how one tree supports another through these unseen bridges. The more we learn, the clearer it becomes that intelligence does not belong only to humans. It is a property of connection itself, and the mycelium may be the oldest teacher of that truth. As industries search for sustainable materials, the answer again rises from the forest floor. Mycelium can grow into forms strong enough to replace plastic. Companies now cultivate it to make packaging, furniture, and even clothing. It grows in days, shapes itself naturally, and returns to the soil without waste. In the quiet rhythm of fungal growth, we find a model for a different kind of economy. One that cooperates with nature rather than consumes it. Designers speak of mycelium leather that breathes like skin, of architecture grown rather than built. The idea feels both ancient and new. The earth providing not through extraction, but through collaboration. Beauty without destruction. Medicine too is returning to what fungi have known for millennia. Psilocybin, once hidden in sacred rituals, is now studied as a bridge of healing for the modern mind. Patients describe a dissolving of walls within themselves, a softening of pain, a reconnection to something vast and compassionate. In controlled studies, depression and anxiety lessen. Trauma loosens its grip. The experience does not come from escaping reality, but from meeting it with openness, as if the mind remembers its natural rhythm through the guidance of these ancient teachers. In their chemistry, there is no magic, only clarity, the recognition that life itself can be medicine when approached with care. Through these many paths, a single message emerges: Fungi. Remind humanity of the cycles that sustain all existence. Decay becoming soil, soil becoming growth, isolation turning into connection, and damage into renewal. In the noise of a world driven by speed, they remain steady and calm, spreading unseen but essential, stitching the planet together one filament at a time. Their patience becomes a lesson for an age that has forgotten how to wait, and their silence becomes an act of hope for generations yet to come. Even as climates shift and cities rise, the mycelium continues its quiet dance below, breathing life into what seems lost, showing that healing does not require grandeur, only continuity, only faith in the small and the humble. For though the world changes, the threads of fungi never stop weaving the story of life. In the quiet rhythm of the earth, there lies a hidden connection that never fades. The story of fungi is not just a biological tale. It is a reflection of unity, wisdom, and renewal, from the first spores that touch the soil to the vast mycelium that spreads beneath forests. Fungi have been weaving the threads of life without needing recognition or sound. They breathe in decay and return it as life. They are both the beginning and the continuation, the memory of what was and the promise of what will be. You can imagine yourself lying down now, the earth cool and soft beneath you, the scent of wet moss and quiet soil wrapping you in stillness. The breath of the forest moves slowly through the ground. You can almost feel it under your palms, tiny currents of air rising and falling, as if the world itself is breathing with you. Somewhere below, invisible networks of mycelium carry messages of balance and care from tree to tree, as though the forest itself is whispering that everything is connected and that nothing truly ends. The gentle light of bioluminescent fungi glows in the darkness, their soft blue radiance scattered like fallen stars, buried in the heart of the earth. Each glow a pulse of quiet intelligence, each shimmer a memory of what the world can become when it learns to listen again. The forest at night becomes a reflection of the universe, above stars in the sky and stars beneath your feet, both born of dust and time, both holding the same mysterious calm, the same infinite patience. You may sense how small you are, yet how deeply you belong in this grand design. Your heartbeat slows, your mind softens, every thought dissolving like mist over the forest floor. Fungi remind you that growth often happens in silence, that renewal begins in darkness, that wisdom comes not from control, but from surrender. Even as the world changes and chaos rises, these silent beings continue their work of healing, weaving their invisible roots through the soil, bringing back fertility where there was loss, hope where there was ruin. From cosmic dust came life, and from life came the quiet miracle of fungi. They do not demand, they do not destroy, they simply connect, absorb, and give back. They show us that the circle never truly breaks, that even endings are just beginnings in disguise. Perhaps the fungi are the Earth's way of remembering itself through every root and every breath. They tell us to rest, to release, to trust in the unseen. So tonight, as you drift towards sleep, Imagine the soft hum of the forest, the subtle rhythm of life beneath you. Let your body sink gently into the earth. Let your dreams follow the glowing threads of mycelium stretching endlessly into the night. May they guide you through the calm depths of your own mind and bring you peace as the world above sleeps. Good night, and may you dream of the forest where the mycelium weaves its luminous patterns beneath the stars.